Okay, we're leaving the bike docks and we're going to make our way up to the U.S. Capitol this morning. It's actually pretty humid and warm. It's not going to be a pleasant day. That's the National Gallery of Art and Modern Art that was designed by I.M. Pei, the same guy who designed the Louvre. He designed the art gallery here in Washington. Let's get around these tours. We're up so early, the food trucks are still asleep. Yeah, this is really bizarre. In case you're wondering why I'm up so early, my kids have a soccer practice this morning, and it's because of the heat. They actually adjust the schedules this time of year whenever the weather's going to be bad, and it's going to be really bad this entire week. Highs in the 90s, like 98 degrees later today. What is that Celsius? That's in the mid-30s Celsius. Not going to be a pleasant day, plus a lot of humidity. So I'm out early making my video down here by the reflecting pool. I got a bunch of emails from you saying that people were putting up barricades and barriers around the Capitol last night. You saw it in a YouTube video. Could I check it out? Well, I was busy last night, sleeping. And I decided I would come out here and show you in reality what's going on. So I guess in anticipation of the heat, they're getting the grass ready with some nice soaking rain. Got all the sprinklers turned on, and I'm actually getting wet. This is not pleasant. It'd be a really nice photo if it wasn't for all the porta potties set up over there. We already have quite a few tourists out here this morning. It's pretty interesting. It's only like 8 something, maybe 9 o'clock, and they're all out here. Maybe these are just the local Capitol Hill folks walking their dogs and taking a morning stroll. It's actually quite cool here with all these sprinklers going off. Anyway, let's get up to the other side and see what's going on. See if there's any of these barricades going up. This is the Senate chamber over here. The House and the Senate are out this week. I think they're still out this week. They should be back probably next week. And they got a big crush of stuff to do before the budget shuts down. Oh, there's a little construction project over there. Let's take a look at that. Oh, there's just fountains everywhere today. Look at all these sprinklers. Looks kind of cool. So some sort of construction project going on here. There's some barriers around it. Not sure what they're doing though. It's got wet. Let's go check out by the Supreme Court. Some police cars. So far, I don't see any barriers having gone up. There's some fences over there. Those like the bike racks, or those are permanent fences. Let's keep looking, guys. There is your Supreme Court. They're out of session until October, I guess. So we won't have any activity over here for a while. That down there is the entrance to the Visitor Center. There's actually 2 entrances, I think, but I think they closed one for renovation. They finished the renovation. Yeah, the other side is still being worked on. Okay, what do we got down here? Oh, we got some big cement barriers down here. Wonder what these are. New flower pots, it looks like. Flower pots are a colloquialism for anti-car bomb things. So they've got some big cement thingies here. Oh, I know what this probably is. It's probably for this construction project. So they've been renovating this area for the last 6 months or so. They actually got the grass back. They'd taken out all the trees, so they got some heavy equipment in there. What is it, Bobcat or something? And they've got these barriers here. And I suspect this is a barrier to keep the construction trucks in line. Yeah. Because normally this is not an entrance to the Capitol. Normally it's got bollards and everything, but because they've had to make an entrance for the construction vehicles, they've got a barrier set up. Yeah, that's probably it. That way no dump truck can go on further, because it's a straight shot to the Capitol building direct from that entrance. That's probably maybe those are the barriers people are talking about. Over here is the Library of Congress. Pretty amazing fountain over here. All right, let's get back over to the Capitol building. It's pretty quiet. Okay. Yeah, no barriers here because, well, you can't get anywhere because of these traffic bollards. These bollards are pretty strong. I mean, they go down as far as they go up. Here's a better view of the construction. They've just resodded. It looks like they're going to put in trees and whatnot. There's a new sidewalk being built. And pretty soon, the scaffolding that's been on the other side of the Capitol is going to come over to this side. And they're going to start working a stone replacement project on this side of the Capitol. At least that's what I read. So let's spin over here. There's a little sign up here. Oh, it's just a protest. Cuba. So yeah, that's really the only barriers I can see, guys, right here on East Capitol Street. And it's basically securing this entrance as the construction vehicles come into that project. Because otherwise, I mean, it's a straight shot right to the Capitol building. And if those barriers weren't there, well, anyone could get in. All right, let's swing around. You guys with spotters up there with binoculars. And let's go past the House of Representatives, which is right over here. Oh, those ambulances are U.S. Navy ambulances. Those are part of the Navy medics that work in the Capitol, provide medical care, first response to the congressmen and tourists and staff. Though I think for transport they actually call it DC ambulance. Those are just in an emergency they can use those ambulances. All right, big tour group. All right, let's head down the hill, back to the ring. Dang, look at all these sprinklers just everywhere. So we're down here. And you can see the scaffolding has been removed from pretty much, oh, look how clean it looks. Look at that, they really cleaned up that stone. So that's been under scaffold. You see the scaffolds on the right? Those have been covering this part of the Capitol for the last, oh God, year. And now they've just come down. And we have a really good view of the Capitol. That fence is still up there. That's going to be there for a while, I think. Oh, look at that. So over here, we had the Capitol concert last night. Every holiday, the 4th of July, Memorial Day, and Labor Day, the National Symphony Orchestra comes out and has this massive concert. People fill the Capitol grounds. They bring in stars of stage and screen and music and all that, and it's on PBS. It's shown nationwide, and that was last night, I guess. Now they're clearing that up. Maybe that's what some barricades are for down here. There's also a wall of porta potties down here. This is gonna smell interesting. Let's take a detour. Yeah, let's take a detour. So this little place is like a spring. It's a natural air conditioning. Oh, it's technically closed in the morning. The summer house. And what it is a series of like fountains and water. And you go in there and it's like 10 degrees cooler, 10 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than it is outside. It's really pretty amazing. Natural cooling kind of place. Back in the days before air conditioning, that's where they would sneak off to, the congressmen and senators, to just relax a bit. I just got soaked. I just got a full-on mouthful of sprinkler. That wasn't fun. All right, let's swing down the mall, see what else is going on in Washington on this quiet Labor Day. Whew. Which way should we go? Now, for planning purposes, Biden is out of town. The vice president just took off to Indonesia. Yeah, she's going to fly. Actually, Air Force 2 is airborne right now. She's on her way to Alaska, Elmendorf Air Force Base, where she will refuel, and then she will continue on to Indonesia for the Asian Summit, ASEAN, I think. POTUS is in Marine. He's actually in Air Force One right now, flying from Dover, Delaware to Philadelphia a flight of about 10 minutes. I'm not kidding. He'll give a speech, a Labor Day speech in Philadelphia, and then he's going to fly Air Force One from Philadelphia to Wilmington, which is a distance of about, I don't know, 20 miles maybe, 30 miles. And then he's going to spend the day in Wilmington, and then he'll fly from Wilmington back to Washington later this evening. It is a crazy day of flights. I should do it all in a helicopter, to be honest. There's the big blue rooster up over there. And here's the Prettyman Courthouse where I go for all the trials. Nothing going on today, of course, because it's Labor Day, so the camera crews are all gone. No need to be filming an empty building. Come on, bus, get out of my way. Well, that's interesting. There's a very, very large tripod over here. I don't know what he's filming. He's got a camera on the top. Filming museums. Kind of cool. As you know, we were looking at tripods the other day at the White House. The mysterious brown things were covering tripods. Purposes unknown. All right, let's go down to the White House this morning and see what's new, even though nobody's around. Lots of construction going on. Look at that. So the National Gallery of Art is getting a facelift over here. Lots of scaffoldings going up and down the side of this building. This is the classical art. This is Renoir and Monet and all the other stuff like that. They've been renovating here. Across the mall from this is the Air and Space Museum, which is undergoing a $1 billion facelift. Now they've opened half of it, so yeah, you can go to the Air and Space Museum, but half of it is closed and missing a lot of stuff. I personally wasn't a big fan of the renovation. The number of airplanes on display went down considerably. Hopefully they'll rectify that on the other side when they open it. I think it's raining, to be honest, guys. I'm getting wet. I don't really know why. Maybe that one cloud up there is dripping something on me. All right, let's go downtown. Where should we go? Let's go to the bike lane. Bike lanes are safer. This is the National Archives building. It's where the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence are stored, which I cannot film. They don't allow cameras in there because the quality, the lighting and stuff, they get very, very antsy if you pull out your phone. I've got to find a way to get around that. Okay, we are down here at 15th and Pennsylvania, entrance to the ups. You know, the old days you used to be able to just drive right across this. This was like a great way to cut across the city and avoid traffic. You would just cut across this land. But then, after the bombing in Oklahoma City, this all got shut down and has been shut down ever since. Turned into a parking lot for the trucks that do nothing. Those two trucks. They're actually command vehicles, so if they're doing something, well, that means something's up. There's the lights. All right, let's swing around on the ellipse. It's pretty quiet this morning so far. Not bad. Usually this place is filled with tourists. Oh, it's filled with birds. Look at all those birds going over to the National Christmas tree. All right, here you go is your view of the South Lawn. Bug out vehicles already there. Not a lot. We'll be out there later today. Marine One returns this evening about 6 o'clock. I will be photographing it live. Well, not live, I'll be there photographing. Maybe we'll put that video in this one. Maybe we'll put another video up tonight. We'll see. Let's swing around the north side, see what's up, and then let's head back. Go pick up my kids for soccer practice. Oh, that's open. That's the big Red One Memorial over there to the 1st Infantry. And in the springtime, these flowers out here that are all weeded over, those form the shape of a big number 1 in red flowers. It looks really cool from the air. All right, let's cut up this way. Somebody asked, where are the homeless around the White House? Well, they're out here. There's a woman, a man sleeping on the sidewalk just next to the Eisenhower Executive Office building where all the White House staff are working. Now, generally they don't come down here. They generally stay a little bit farther away, but I guess that person decided to sleep where they were. This truck has been here for about a month or so. I'm not sure what they got going on with this truck. I see some reporters going in already. Jehovah's Witnesses, bicycle guys. Really quiet morning. There you go. Some of you asked, does the Secret Service know who I am? And yes, they do. I've been background checked. I've been run through their systems. I pop up on their facial recognition or whatever else they have. And a lot of the officers actually know who I am. So I do see guys I know pretty much whenever I ride through here. And sometimes they just pull me over and they're like, hey, Penguin 6, hey. So there is the Treasury building under renovation. And let's run these bollards. Whoa, oh baby. Pretty quiet day. All right, so we're down here on 10th and F as in Frank, and just over here on my right, that building with the red bricks, that is Ford's Theater. That is where Abraham Lincoln was shot. And then he was taken across the street to Dr. Peterson's house, which was this orange house right here. And that's where he died. Yeah. Now you can go into this house and you can take a tour of all the displays, or you can go to the museum itself. I want to take you behind the Ford's Theater because that actually has a role in the assassination as well. So let's go back up here to F Street and we'll pedal down just a little bit until we find this little alley, this little unmarked alley, which is right here. And as we go down, let's go down this unmarked alley behind this building. It smells like a porta potty back here, guys. Not exactly the nicest smell. But right over here is the back door to Ford's Theater. Yeah, you see right there? That is the back side of Ford's Theater. And this is where John Wilkes Booth made his escape. He jumped onto the stage and then he came running out of one of these doors. And at the time, this was filled with stables. And he had a horse waiting at his private stable or his private parking spot, jumped on his horse, and he rode up this alley, just this way. And then he turned on F Street and made his way into Maryland and started the big chase. Whoops. So if you come down here, there's actually a little marker on the Civil Rights Tour of Washington. And there you see a picture of John Wilkes Booth escaping from the very door I just showed you next to the big door as he rode off on a horse. So this really big building here on my left is the National Portrait Gallery and the Smithsonian American Art Museum. Lots of paintings of America and famous Americans. This is where the presidential portraits are kept. Trump's portrait has not been completed, has not been added yet to the Smithsonian. Should be coming soon. On this side is the old patent office. This used to be the patent and trademark office. Now it's a private hotel, Hotel Monaco. Over there is the Capital One Arena where the Wizards play, Washington Capitals, sometimes Georgetown, and lots of concerts. Let's head down this street. There's a little bit more history on this street. Let's go around this bus. So one of the early young person that worked at the patent office was a woman named Clara Barton. You probably heard the name Clara Barton because she was the woman that set up the Red Cross. But before Clara Barton was setting up the Red Cross, she had the missing soldiers office here in this building, right here. Clara Barton lived here and had a little office, 437 7th Street, a volunteer-based initiative that led to the formation of the American Red Cross. Yeah, so that was her living quarters and the office of the precursor to the American Red Cross, right here on a little street in downtown DC, next to Chinatown. All right, let's go down this way. All right, we are down by the Archives Navy Memorial Station again. I wanted to show you this one statue, the one that says charity on top of it, but it also says temperance, yeah? This is the Temperance Memorial, put up by the Temperance Society, those who are opposed to alcohol in all forms. This, I believe, I think this is the Grand Army of the Republic Memorial. Yeah. Organized at Decatur, Illinois. And it's a memorial to the Grand Army of the Republic during the Civil War. Head back up towards the Capitol. This is Johns Hopkins University out of Baltimore. This is their new Washington campus. It used to be the National Press Museum, which was a really cool museum that just didn't get enough people and they closed it. They're next to the Canadian Embassy, the only embassy in this area of town. They thought because they have a special relationship with the American people, they'll have a close location to the people's representatives just up there at the Capitol building. All right, let's go dump this bike and get out of here, yeah? Okay guys, so that's what we can see at the US Capitol, a bunch of barriers, probably for the construction, but you know, hey, show not tell, I'm just showing you what I see. I don't know what we're gonna do the rest of the afternoon, because it's gonna be really, really hot, and personally I don't feel like dying out of the heat. But I will be back later tonight for another video from the White House with Marine One landing. I've got a photo assignment there, and maybe something else will pop up. You never know. All right, see you guys soon. Bye-bye.